I'm going to bring the next act up, a successful graduate of the Success in Stand-Up class. Please give a nice warm welcome to Prescott Wayne.
Good evening. I learned two things in this class. The first was to move the mic stand. Check. The second was that the best icebreaker in the world is to buy people booze. Heck, if I could afford it, I'd get you all liquored up tonight and I'd be your new favorite comic. Awkwardly enough, people consider me an adult now. I'm just not quite sophisticated enough to act like one yet, though. I'm still a little irresponsible, I procrastinate, so you may recognize some of these lines from cliffjokes.com. I've been in a few relationships now, I'm all of 23 years old, so I understand that as you get older, relationships change. Of course, men and women have been coupled together ever since we were primitive beasts. Not much has changed since then for men. Women, on the other hand, are constantly evolving. Or was it that other scientific phenomenon I've heard about? I think it's Latin maturity. That's it. Women mature. Now, the only indication that we men are not still living in the Stone Age is the fact that we have a grasp of technology. Of course, we didn't realize we were walking into a trap. For women have found out that text messaging is the greatest I'm just checking in tool there is. Those of you with iPhones know what read receipts are. These devilish contraptions alert women to when you receive and open their text messages. It works better than an electronic tracking anchor. In fact, I've heard rumors the state is investigating this technology as a new form of house arrest. Imagine some of the poor guys back in the day. Imagine if King Solomon had cell phones. Did you know he had 700 wives and 300 concubines just to top it off? Now that's 1,000 women texting you all day. Boy, I hope he had an unlimited family plan. Can you imagine how many times he texted the wrong wife, though? Hey, Methuselah, you sexy thing. Did you want to meet me over in the olive grove? This is Jehoshaphat. You've done it again. We're through. Oh, come on, babe. You're one in 1,000. Of course, it is impressive that Solomon found 1,000 women to marry. Most of us struggle finding one woman willing and who meets our criteria. She's breathing and not blood-related. At least in most states. Anyways, some of Solomon's wives were probably foreign, couldn't understand a thing he was saying to them. Probably why divorce rates were so low back in the day. I've always found something just so sexy about a pickup line you can't understand. So I took Italian for 3 years. There was something about sweeping a woman off her feet by saying, "Io che sono lo specchio del cuore." I knew I had her in the bag when she looked at me with those eyes and said, "Aw, what does that mean?" But pickup lines are just one scheme we men have come up with. We're constantly planning how to sleep with women. I started at a young age. I was about 5, babysitter's about 20, so you do the math. When I'm 20 and you carry the 1, she'll be 35. I can work with that. Anyways, I realized at a certain age that boys don't grow up to be men. Boys just grow up to be bigger boys. I also thought it was women and girls, but I turned 18 and found out it was women or jail. Can you believe that politicians want to keep young women away from this? Dating has changed significantly for me, though. No longer does a movie at the mall and a nice romantic dinner in a food court work. to trade an entire steak for sex. That's like $30. Did you know the going rate on the street is 15? Just go 2 blocks that way and take a right. She may have had an Adam's apple, but at those prices, I can't complain. In 2nd grade, I was scared of cooties. I'm very lucky I didn't catch it from my new friend. But then I had sex ed, and they taught me about STDs, and how as soon as I had sex, my member would fall off. But now, a much more serious disease that affects me personally weighs on my conscience. It's called male pattern baldness. You may not be able to catch it from sex, only because you won't be having any. You know, I just got the one spot back here. I really gotta find a way to cover it up, but toupees are expensive and kind of obvious. So I've been thinking about converting to Judaism. It is the one religion that can solve all of my problems. If you are lucky enough to get a woman to go back to your place with you, you gotta run over to the bathroom and check the medicine closet. Let's see, hemorrhoid cream, that's gotta go. The Rogaine, hide that. I think we're set. Oh, the penicillin. That was close. But even more important is that this is what you have to buy at CVS these days. You know, you used to have to walk up to the counter all silent and sneaky with a box of condoms. Now you got Rogaine, it depends. You try to hide it behind your leg, because no one will figure that out. You secretly slide it onto the counter, see the cute girl behind you and say, "Oh no, it's for my grandpa." The cashier helps you out.
Ah, the usual today, Prescott?
But if you're lucky to find a beautiful woman who likes short, fat, bald guys, you gotta do something really nice for that 2nd date and take her to a psychiatrist. I always thought I'd find a gym and, you know, really get in shape around marriage age, but now I've come to the conclusion not only do I need to find a chubby chaser, she's gotta have a bald fetish too. Speaking of the gym, the worst place to meet women. The worst. It's really hard for me personally to balance getting ripped and not look like a serial predator. You know, you're looking in the mirror, making sure your elbow's tight, nice fluid motion, but really you're checking out her form. Then the only thing worse than getting caught staring at beautiful women in the gym is when they outlift you. Nothing more emasculating. You know, you're in the free weight section, you've already got a nice pump in today, the blood's flowing, you're a man. She walks in, you see her, mind starts racing. Did you want 2 tickets to the gun show? Don't worry, they're registered. She starts lifting about twice as much as you. I see you brought your own artillery. Very well then. That's when you realize the denial stage is over, your man card is lost, and it's time to walk home in shame.